Amanda Roses, and welcome to a brand new fan art based on the game God of War. I am so happy that I get to do this fan art with you guys right now because I am just loving this game. I'm on my very first playthrough of it, and it's gone beyond all of my expectations. I mean, it's really something special. Like, every element of the game is so well done, so well thought out. Like, the storyline, the characters, and the world is just so beautiful. So I have been really excited to start a fan art based on this game. I've got so much inspiration, so this will definitely be the first of many, but I'm especially excited to be doing this one because I just really like the idea. I'm going to be painting the iconic mountain that is on the cover of the game and is also the kind of like main quest of the storyline to where I've played so far. This is not going to be just a typical mountain painting though. I'm also going to be having the silhouette of Kratos and Atreus kind of superimposed over the mountains, so you can only see the mountain like through their silhouettes. And I'm also going to be doing kind of like a lake at the bottom of the mountain, which you'll see mainly through Atreus, and it'll have Atreus and Kratos in a canoe, so lots of elements of the game, some symbolism, which I'm really happy to be including that because, yeah, there's so many amazing elements of this game. So we're going to be doing this as acrylic on canvas, and let's just get right to it. So the paint is all dry now, which is why I can pick this up and show it to you guys. This is basically our progress so far. I'm really excited about it. I really love the colors and the way the mountain has turned out. It's definitely not what I was expecting. I mean, the color palette is a lot more pink, so I was kind of going for that like sunset view. Definitely ended up using more like pinks and purples than I was going for, but I really like this color scheme. I think the colors are so nice and they go together really well. They might not really represent God of War super well, but I think it'll all come together once I add the silhouettes, and it'll still be recognizably God of War, I hope. You might have seen me struggle quite a bit with the clouds in the beginning. I wanted to do like a very fluffy, puffy cloud, but I guess I don't really do that very often. It's not my strong suit, so it wasn't really turning out the way I wanted. Maybe because I didn't have enough patience. Those require a lot of details, and my style is more like, you know, big brush strokes. I probably could do it if I practiced a little more, but it just wasn't working on this particular painting. So I ended up going with kind of like a more streaky colored clouds instead, and I actually really like the way this looks. I think it's actually better than the puffy clouds because it goes more with the style of the rest of the painting. So yeah, we've got the mountain, and then we've got like the starts of the lake. It's not great. I wouldn't focus too much on this because I don't really like what's going on there yet. But that's okay because Kratos and Atreus are going to kind of cover a lot of that part anyways, and I'm going to add in more to the lake to make it more distinguished, so we won't worry about that yet. The next thing we actually have to do is start on a stencil of Kratos and Atreus. That's basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the stencil on top of the mountain, the parts that I want to keep, and then the rest I'm going to paint kind of in a darker paint, which I haven't exactly decided what kind of paint I'm going to use there yet, but that's how I'm going to go about adding the silhouettes. So let's get started on that. Is when I painted this background over the stencil. I've let it dry overnight and now I'm going to do the actual reveal. I'm so nervous to see what this is going to look like because I actually really liked the mountain in the beginning and I have no idea if this is like going to turn out really great or if it's going to turn out horrible and I'm just going to have wrecked the painting. That's the problem, is like I don't know, I haven't seen it since putting the stencil on, so I have no clue what this is going to look like, but I'm excited to find out. I think this could turn out really great and really unique, but there's nothing to do but find out, so let's just go for it. Okay. I kind of like it. I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of blank space in these corners before I put this on, so it's nice to have that filled. I see there's a few spots where the paint kind of like, the blue got a little under, so I'll have to fix that. But yeah, I'm gonna step back and like take a look at this, but I think I like it. I think it looks pretty cool, and I think it's gonna look really awesome with Atreus like right here, and then in the lake, so we'll have like a second silhouette kind of filling in that space. I don't know, I'm kind of digging this. What do you guys think? Did I like ruin it, or does it look awesome now? I'm curious. But yeah, just a little background about how I painted this starry sky. It's kind of my usual trick for painting skies. You just kind of like put down your colors. Maybe I put in like a bit of purple and blue just to give it some depth. And then to create the stars, you just dip a paintbrush in some paint that's kind of like a bit runny. You don't want it to be too runny or you get like really big splatters, which happened a little bit over here. But it's runny enough that it can like splatter. And then you just kind of tap your paintbrush over the painting and it splatters in what looks a lot like stars. So it's a great hack. It does not take too much time to make, but it turns out pretty cool. So yeah, I'm definitely just gonna step back and admire this and look at it and think about it, but I think the next step is just making a stencil for Atreus and then starting on the lake. Hey friends, here is our final finished painting. This took me about a week, I think, at least. I struggled a lot with some parts of it. Again, with not really planning very well, but that's okay because sometimes it's nice just to go with it with art. That's kind of my style. And yeah, I didn't really have time to work on it during the day, so I had to work every night. I was working like late into the night on this, trying to make it and finish it, and I'm happy I did because I really like the results. It's definitely not what I was expecting to create. I mean, I described to you that I was going to do the silhouette of Atreus and Kratos. Clearly there is only Kratos here. I really tried to make the Atreus one work, and it wasn't looking like I imagined. I think it was too busy, you know, like this is quite a lot of detail and colors and patterns and stuff, and so trying to add in Atreus was like too busy. It also was kind of taking up too much space, like it's quite a small silhouette, and then you have just this concentrated space where there's a lot going on in the middle and like very much less going on the outside. So having Atreus in the middle too, it was just way too much on such a small canvas. But that's okay. I mean, sometimes, you know, you have something in mind and it doesn't turn out quite like you imagine it does, but maybe you get something else that's great. And I feel like that's what happened here, you know? Not what I expected, but I actually really like it. It's also very not super God of War themed, like, you know, this is definitely Kratos, and I did base it on the mountain for the cover, but it doesn't quite capture the vibes of God of War, probably because of this color scheme. It's very pink. Pink is not a common color in God of War, and I could have fixed it up to look a little bit more, like I could have changed the color scheme, but I just like the way it looks on its own, and I didn't want to mess with that, so we'll do another painting that's God of War, more God of War themed, and yeah, it's not always about capturing exactly what's in the game, it's just going with whatever it inspires you. And this is what came from my inspiration. So I like it. I'm excited to do more paintings because I have so many ideas for God of War, and the next one that I have in mind I'm pretty sure will look very much God of War, as long as it turns out like I imagined. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you want to see more paintings like this, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Like I said, I'll have lots coming soon. And yeah, love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!